Greetings, fellow Narwhal Blasts. Tiki here,
And Jacob Wile too.
and welcome to another evaluating installment of Tiki's Universe, the show where we react and respond live on air to various episodes of different current animation, including Steven Universe, Star vs. Force of Evil, My Little Murphy's Law coming up soon, hopefully. A whole bunch of stuff in the future, but yeah, Jacob, Star vs. Force of Evil. My God. So we were just coming off of an episode that, even though it had some fun, Weird Al Yankovic moments, Starstruck or whatever was it? Starcast? Star.
The previous episode,
Yeah.
that was a
Trickstar.
Trick Star,
Trickstar.
yes.
Yeah, not the strongest episode. And I'd say it's fair to say both Baby and the episode coming up, Running with Scissors, are two of the best episodes. I'd say Baby is one of the stronger episodes of the season, and we'll get into my thoughts about Running with Scissors a little later on. We'll get into it, but Jacob, what were your initial thoughts regarding Baby?
I just thought it was a good episode and had a lot of decent moments throughout here and there, but the end was what really kind of sold it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like the last 30 seconds is just like, oh no, okay,
It's
we're going
it's
that
like a
direction.
the last 30 seconds of this end was a complete tonal shift.
Pretty much.
It's
And
like
it's kind of interesting, Jacob, because like the last moments of Running with Scissors is like a complete total shift for Marco's character. I mean, I don't want to talk about that just yet, but I just kind of, it's interesting to compare and contrast since, obviously we don't want to just pretend that you and I haven't watched Running with Scissors. We're just a day behind schedule when it comes to recording these podcasts. Apologies for that, folks. But so yeah, Melissa Rauch guest stars as Baby. Just definitely not the design I thought they were gonna go with. That was a fun choice because I didn't look up any concept art or any like teaser art or anything like that. I don't know if there was any for this character's design, but I was pleased with the kitty cat evaluator.
and she wasn't exactly a fairy godmother like we thought she was gonna be.
No, not exactly at all.
She's more of a evaluator, and like the people that stand over you and write things on a clipboard.
And I think we've all been in this type of situation, Jacob, where we're just really stressed out and we're just like, oh my God, this person's judging me and I'm failing and
Like I'm failing because this person's judging me.
right. Or how I feel about every night when I'm on a podcast with Blue Dragon 5 talking about Marvel stuff and I'm like, oh my God, I can't keep up. He knows too much. I feel dumb in his presence. Just kidding. Love you, Dragon. But
We all love
anyways.
you.
But yeah, let's talk about probably the biggest fan theory with this episode, and that Glossaric and Baby are somewhat connected because of the gems in their heads.
I didn't actually hear about that, but that is an interesting theory.
I just heard that got brought up, and I just wonder, I think maybe it's just a design for beings who are kind of like, who are magical but transcend just normal magic. I don't know. It's interesting, right? Because Glossaric is kind of like the personification of a book, of course, and then you've got Baby, who, it's like, of course, she's got like the butterfly wings and the kitty cat design, and seems very powerful as well with the way that she devours the food, which is a good running joke throughout the episode with Marco.
I spent all day fixing that.
I'd say probably the funniest moment of the episode is when things get really tense and Baby's like laying down on Star like, you lost the spell book and replaced it with a college notebook. Your wand, the most important heirloom of the butterfly family, is
It's
broken.
broken.
You have a closet full of secrets and you can't perform basic magic. And then Marco walks in. Who wants snacks? Get
Good.
out!
Man, she can get angry. She can get angry when she wants. Get out.
Get out!
Yeah.
I am the satanic demon. Oh, I will eat your flesh.
I'm surprised that wasn't one of her threats.
You think I'm just going to stop with eating your food, Margot? You think I would go further than that? Do not question, baby. All right, I'm done.
You can hardly take seriously with a name like that. Nobody puts
It's
her in a corner,
totally
though. That's for sure.
banging.
Nobody puts her in a corner. That's for sure.
Oh no. Yeah, I really love the segment with the apple because, like I said, I feel like it's just a personification of all things. Like, I guess if baby is a personification of anything, she's just a personification of anything having to do with being evaluated. You know what I mean? So it could be anything as simple as like taking a test in a class, or like taking a driving test for your license, or performing on stage, even. So like I feel like it's kind of like an all-encompassing thing that baby represents with that. And I could just see baby, being a college professor, or being a DMV driving instructor, or being, a heckler at a stand-up comedy show, and she'd have the exact same personality. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Interesting.
And he kind of felt like a major crap when she started failing star on everything. I mean,
you mentioned to me that this episode had a big ending, and I feel like that was very misleading because the whole time I was just thinking the big ending was that Star was going to fail and she'd have to like go back to Muni, and that'd be like a change in the status quo.
but nope, she ended up like actually giving her the apple like she wanted, like probably going like all above and beyond what baby even wanted.
And probably one of the most beautifully animated segments of the series so far. Wouldn't you agree?
I was like awing the entire time.
Yeah. Just the mix of the animation, the colors, the music. It's all. Yeah, that was a powerful segment. I'd say definitely the most memorable.
And it just shows just what Star actually is capable of.
And it shows what Star the series is capable of as well. Yeah.
Exactly. Both the character and the series. But then the ending, okay, let's talk about the biggest thing, the ending, that has everybody talking. It's like
dun dun dun.
Yes.
I come prepared, Jacob.
Yes. But yes, like how baby actually talked about like she's not at your power level yet. She's beyond it.
And I love how at first it just looks like baby's just kind of being nonchalant, like, yeah, she didn't really do well. She lost her notebook, and she broke her wand, and she's got a closet full of secrets, and she can't perform basic magic. And you're just like, oh, come on, baby. After all that, after like the knowing smile and everything, you're still gonna fail her. But then it just kind of turns another direction. It's kind of a good mislead there.
Yeah, and then she's like, and then the big bombshell. I haven't seen something like this since Queen Eclipsa.
All right, now Jacob, you're gonna have to jog my memory on exactly who this character. I know we've seen her before. I'm sorry, it's just like we do a lot of podcasting about different animated shows. So
she was first revealed in the one where they go into the memory to retrieve. There's the one where they also got Toffee's finger or something like that. And it was revealed that like she's like a great grandmother of the Butterfly family.
Okay, and she's the one that was in love with the monster, right? And that's why they say monster love.
Yes, she was known as Queen of Darkness.
Ooh, okay, so yeah. And you got to admit that portrait, man, it's just like it's uncanny.
And the way it faded in from Star.
Oh, it's very eerie indeed, and I definitely think it kind of I don't know, Jacob, like if this series has like maybe like say 5 seasons, and that's wishful, but let's say if it had 5 seasons, season 4 would probably be like kind of Star towing the line, like maybe kind of going on a darker path. Season 3 would be that. And then season 4 might be Star in full evil mode, and then season 5 would be like her breaking out of it. I don't know, like season 5 would be her redemption.
Well, based on the previous few episodes, I think she's already starting down the darker path.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
I mean, like, because remember, in Bonmon, she was full willing to use just using a forbidden spell.
Well, yeah, it's definitely at this point she's doing it to kind of like, like advanced her power and whatnot, and she's doing it like in the sake of knowledge in her mind, but of course we can see that go south very quickly. So yeah, I'm really curious if this show is going to take us on like a long form arc, or how long they're going to stretch this whole thing out, or if it's going to like come to a head by the end of the season. I'd like to think it's more foreshadowing for like a long term thing, like a season, like something that'll take like, a couple seasons to fully come into fruition.
Well, that'd be interesting, but I don't know if they have that kind of time. I don't think they really plan that. I don't know if they plan that far ahead.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, you're right, because I am being very wishful about like, yeah, so season 4 this will happen. Season 5, of course, redemption, and that's
A lot
it.
of shows, like a lot of these Disney shows are even lucky to get season threes.
I know. I know.
I know this one was granted a season 3 before season 2 even aired. Heck, a season
Hell
2.
yeah.
Heck, it's renewed for a second season before the first episode even aired.
Exactly, right.
So,
So I
but
think Disney's, but
that
this is
doesn't
definitely
necessarily
Disney's new Gravity Falls. And you know what? I think they've kind of learned their lesson from Gravity Falls, and they're treating this show a lot better than they treated Gravity Falls. That's what I think. I think they're kind of
They treated Gravity
compensating.
Falls with like major. They treated. What are you talking about? They treated Gravity Falls with major respect.
I'm talking more so like the airing schedule of Gravity Falls.
Well, they did that with a lot of shows. It's not like necessarily just it was just Gravity Falls' problem.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think with Star, I just think they know what they have a little bit more than with Gravity Falls. Whereas with Gravity Falls, it was kind of like it was unexpected that it was a cult thing, and then I don't know, I don't know. I just see them kind of like I shouldn't say they're like paying the pendants for Gravity Falls or anything like that. I'm just like it's good to know that Disney has so much faith in the series when we've seen other networks like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon like yank around their good shows and just like see, like the situation with something like Harvey Beats on Nickelodeon or something like that. It's just sad when that happens to good shows, and it's good to see that Disney is treating this show with respect, because it definitely deserves a lot of respect. I'm sorry,
Indeed, it does.
I didn't mean to like get all political with the Gravity Falls thing. I apologize.
It's cool,
Anyways,
but yeah, seriously, I mean, something went down with Queen Eclipse. If it's like has both her mom and dad worried.
and now
Something.
she's the one who fell in love with the monster, right? Or am I mixing that up?
And she's seen with a monster, and it's like love or monster. Like remember, start calling her bad girl.
Eh,
Remember?
So here's my theory. Here's my theory. I think Marco is the monster. I think that's pretty much what we're gonna get at. What do you think?
That would be interesting.
I think there's a couple of reasons why Marco could be the monster. He's not a human. He's of a different species than Star is, technically.
Technically, yes.
B, he has the monster arm, so they could always use that as the excuse. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
And C, and this is the most interesting to me, and kind of a good transition into hyping up the next episode. After the events of what we saw in Running with Scissors, it gives Marco his very own sort of like really special, unique view and, like viewpoint on the world and his own philosophy and whatnot. And for that, I don't know, man. It's really exciting to see that. Like I said, big bombshell for Star this episode, big bombshell for Marco next episode. I think both episodes were game changers for both characters.
It was just as more outright for Marco in the next episode, and this kind of indirectly involves Star though.
Sure, sure. So let's
But
hype up the next episode, Jacob.
oh yeah, Running with Scissors. That episode,
Best
man.
episode of the series.
That's a deep side. That's some deep psychological stuff there.
Like I said, I'm calling it right now, Jacob. I mean, unless I'm mistaken and I go through and I think I'm calling it. I really do genuinely think Running with Scissors is the best episode of the series. I'll get into it. We'll break it all down. I have a feeling that will go on for that episode a lot longer than we usually do with these types of discussion, because Jacob, it's I don't know, just the ideas, the philosophy behind that episode, how well they execute it, how impactful the ending is. Like I said, like the game-changing element it introduces to Marco's character. And oh man, such a good episode. Just such a freaking good episode. And so, folks, I'm terribly sorry we don't have the time to talk about that tonight. We'll be going on and talking about that tomorrow. But Jacob, anything you want to say in anticipation of that?
Well, of the next episode,
Yeah, just in terms of like talking about it.
nothing I can say that you haven't said already, other than beware the hot bod.
Yep.
Yeah.
And of course, Monday, folks, we finally get into Math Magic Land.
We'll see how those go. I mean, from this point, it can only go downhill from here, or that if it gets higher. If it gets higher than these, holy crap, we're in for a ride.
You're right. Okay, folks. So, thank you for joining us, and you know, I don't know. I'm trying to make some sort of snacks gag, but I can't. Like, I don't know. Jacob, ask me if I want any snacks.
Do you want any snacks?
Get out!
Okay.
I will crush your soul. I am the destroyer of worlds.
Fluffy destroyer of worlds.
Interesting.